really want to say thank you so much to Jenny because she has done an amazing job in this space, and look at her result here. Oh my So I wanted to first give a big shout out to Piero Scudieri of the Hang Gallery. I think he's here. Hang Gallery has graciously sponsored tonight's reception, and they do great work out in the world. They're a wonderful gallery. So Piero, thank you very much. It's really a pleasure to have you here tonight. I also wanted to introduce my wonderful colleague, Dana Morrison, who manages this space. She's going to talk a little bit about what Jenny did, because Jenny was incredibly generous with our public, and that's a lot about what this space is about. It's really about artists coming and sharing their love of the arts with museum visitors. And so, Dana, I'd love for you to say a few words, and then, of course, we get to hear Jenny speak. Yay! Okay, so thank you, everybody, for joining us, and thank you for your support.
Thanks, Renee. Like Renee said, my name is Dana Morrison, and I am a museum educator, and I'm in charge of running the Artist in Residence program. And we've been super lucky to have Jenny this September with us. Our artists know about their residencies pretty far in advance, like 2 years in advance sometimes. And Jenny did amazing work during those 2 years, really integrating our collection, the architecture, the park, just everything about the Dion. And I hope a lot of you got to use the QR codes that she has next to her pieces that inspired what she did in our collection. It's just been amazing having her here, understanding her work, watching the progression of this line drawing. It's beautiful. Our interns love her. We're all having separation anxiety. I don't know what I'm going to do after Monday when she leaves. She's just been an all-around pleasure to work with, and we've been so lucky to have her here, and she's really enhanced the museum as a whole and our staff as well. So thank you, Jenny, for being here, and thank you for doing the honor of being an artist in this visit.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank Lee and Renee, Miss Renee, for this opportunity. It's been absolutely, and the patience to deal with my compulsive obsessiveness, which my husband over there with the camera, who deals with me on a daily basis. He deserves it more. And also Piero and Kmart, the years of support, I wouldn't be here without me and my mother and my family. That's an amazing person. So when I first found out about this residency that Dana mentioned, I remember things way in advance. And so I started stalking the museum. And some of the security here said, "Who are you and what are you doing?" Because it was getting a little too close to the artwork. And so I started taking tons of photos, and I really started to look at pieces that I felt like were ignored. And for example, there's a pen and ink drawing in the back corner that was inspired by Amulet in a bone for coffin in the African art collection. And every time I went up to the African art collection, nobody was there. But I actually loved the positive and negative spaces. And so I started to look at pieces that I really wanted the public and viewers to start discovering patterns in artworks and the architecture that they have not taken notice. So when I proposed to work on a piece here, I wanted to work on a large-scale drawing inspired by Rosado and de Morillon were chosen as the architects. And when I started to do the research, they were chosen because of this absolutely beautiful facade and winery in Yountville. In this Yountville winery called Damas Estate will not allow me to show pictures tonight. They're a very exclusive place. You can only go see them once a month for a 4-hour window. And so I had to find a book that showed the pattern here, which is this beautiful wire facade. And you can come later and take a look at it. So when I was looking at this facade, the reason why this building was built here in the first place, why they were chosen, I love lines and I'm very obsessive. And so Andy Goldsworthy, with a beautiful drawn line when you walk into the entrance, I wanted to morph that drawn line in the outdoor facade at Damas Estate. So I came up with 12 to 14 drawings with this pattern, and I created it to ebb and flow throughout this piece. And so it's been very interesting for this whole month. The visitors have come in, and they get to see the process, where it's not a drawing that I would start left to right. I believe in activating the whole entire piece. I'm also ambidextrous. I paint and draw with both hands. And so in the morning, my line quality is very articulate, but at the end of the day, it's loose. And so I knew if I started this drawing from left to right, you would be able to see that line quality. Here's these straight lines and then looser at the end. Plus, there were challenges with this drawing with your pens. Normally you draw flat on a flat surface, the ink goes great with gravity down. And I'm superstitious, so when I started a line, I would not stop. I only stopped for one line, and you can look for it. I'm not going to show you which line it is, because people have asked. And it was beautiful Gretchen Kimball, right, who founded this gallery. So when she came in and said, "Hi, I'm Gretchen Kimball," I'm like, "Okay, I'll stop for you." And so you can look for it, and I still won't tell you which one it is. So when I went through this process, my concern sort of with this drawing is I'm very superstitious. I believe that if I didn't finish it here, this drawing was not going to finish. I believe that it was inspired by the building, so it had to be completed here during this time frame. And being an artist, we can say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to get that done in that time frame." People coming in and out, I didn't know for sure. But a few days ago, probably 4 days ago, I came home and I was discussing my displeasure with the drawing and not very happy with it. And I knew at that point I was supposed to finish, because most artists go through this process of love and hate with their work. And after taking my students to the Demon Court exhibit, I overheard him talking about this battle with his artwork, and I feel the same way. So I knew I was supposed to finish, and this morning I removed my photos of my studio mate, the Golden, that was up here. And I knew I was finished with the drawing, so I'm really happy that you all came tonight to see this living documentation and memento of the museum. So I will keep this artist talk short. I can go an hour, believe me. I got it from my Midwestern mother. We can talk forever. But I will let you guys, I get it. It's genetic. I'm sorry. But if you have any questions, I want you to feel free to come and talk to me. And thank you for sharing this experience and seeing this finished piece. It really means a lot that you came up to me. So thank you. Thank you.
Make sure you check out everything we have going on. The music's really great. And also, talk to Jenny. She's amazing. Thanks, you. Have a great night.